Democrat mayor vows to keep Minneapolis a safe haven for criminal illegal immigrants. We love you. Sure you do. Is this really what Minneapolis has come down to? Is this really what Minnesota is all about? Let's get into it. Here we go. Let's watch a little video. Here we go.
We are going to hear some quick updates, maybe a minute or two from our local state and county electeds. First, we're going to hear from the mayor of Minneapolis. Please help me welcome Mayor Jacob Frey.
Loser. Absolute loser. Guy's a loser.
Thank you, Dr. Palmer. Thank you for bringing all the criminal illegals into our community where they can rob you, rape you, murder you, whatnot, and we'll accept that willingly because that's a good idea. The Washburn community. Thank you to the city of Minneapolis broadly, and thank you to those that are standing here behind me. Everyone in this room knows that we are in unprecedented times.
Yeah,
and everyone
we are.
Knows that what this administration is doing is both deplorable and inhumane.
Ridding criminal illegal aliens that have committed crimes from our country? That's deplorable? Okay. Well, anywho.
And at the same time, we here in the city of Minneapolis need to stay a place where our values are met. We need to be a place of compassion, of integrity, and justice. And I got a letter just a few weeks ago.
Maybe you should ask Lake and Riley's parents how that's working out for them. Yeah, maybe you should think about that. I don't know. I'm just saying.
That was on my desk, and it said that all federal funding would cease from the federal government. That's about $70 million that goes to things like emergency management, to our bomb squad, to shelters and affordable housing. It's work that we need to do, core functions of a city government. And
well, then maybe you should stop, hindering ICE from deporting criminal illegal aliens from your state, from your big cities. Maybe you should do that. I don't know. Just spitballing here, though.
All of you just to know exactly where we are as far as our neighbors go. Minneapolis will continue to be a safe haven for undocumented immigrants.
Why? Why would you want that? Why would you want that? So he's going down the pathway of just a couple percentage of the voting population. He's going down that pathway. Pretty soon, what you're going to see is Democratic leadership realizing, you know what? Those are absolutely loser positions. We got to get out of the criminal illegal alien hindering ICE from deporting them. We got to get out of that. Plus, we got to get off the whole tranny thing. Just gotta get off of that because it's a loser position. You don't get enough votes from engaging with that. In fact, the vast majority of the population says, you're doing what about what? Why are we doing this? That's absolutely insane. And this loser will figure that out.
Regardless of who you are or where you come from, Minneapolis is a place where you should be proud to call home. And notwithstanding a whole lot of chaos.
Wouldn't you be more proud to call Minneapolis home if you knew it had less crime? If you knew that some of the bad characters got deported? Wouldn't you feel better about that? Or is it just wildly different in Minneapolis than in Seattle, where you just love those criminals, you love the crime, you love the deplorable acts? Is that what I'm hearing you say? I mean, it seems like that.
That's happening right now at the federal level. I want you all to know that we're going to stand by our values. Minneapolis is producing 8.5 times more deeply affordable housing than we ever have before. We're providing the kind of comprehensive safety that people have asked for. And just so everybody hears it directly from me, crime is dramatically down right now. And so,
because you had allowed it to absolutely spike to the moon, of course numbers come down. They almost inevitably have to when you're coming off of some record criminal numbers. But, let's take the win when we got it, right?
You don't need to listen to the talking heads. You can look at the statistics. And in this city, by the way, facts matter. We listen to experts. We trust the data, and we love our city more than our
Okay.
And because we're so committed to this city, we're going to be standing with all of you every single step of the way. And so in conclusion, I know that there's a lot of chaos that's happening right now in our city, but what gives me a whole lot of hope right now in this room is that you all are strong. We are strong. We're going to stand.
That's about all I can take of that guy. That guy's just a loser. That's what he is. He is a misguided loser. Loser. Big O. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey doubled down on his resistance to President Donald Trump and border czar Tom Homan's immigration enforcement efforts today, vowing that his city will be a safe haven for criminal, illegal immigrants. Again, how does this make any sense whatsoever? How do you read these stories and go, oh, yeah, I'm on board with that. I want as many criminals in my community as possible. Sign us up. I mean, we want them to have all their Medicare paid for. We want them to have all the things that we as legal citizens don't have. You know, we want to help just pay for all those things, especially when they've got deportation orders, like so many of them already do when ICE is taking a look at them, right? Speaking at a town hall with other Democratic leaders, including squad member Ilhan Omar, another just absolute loser. You know what? Let the squad just keep doing their thing, because they take a whole bunch of, they take the bullseye of the target and they just talk nonsense. They literally talk nonsense. So few people are actually paying attention to them from a positive side going, oh yeah, you're saying that, we're going to follow you. Oh yeah. No, it's gone the other way. And Democratic Party at some point in time will recognize the squad to be the loser that it is. Will recognize shows like The View to be the losers that they are. Propagating just moronic nonsense, right? I want all of you just to know exactly where we are as far as our neighbors go. Minneapolis will continue to be a safe haven for criminal, illegal, undocumented immigrants. Huh. That's not exactly something I'd get up front and crow about, right? I mean, no. Hard no-go. Regardless of who you are, where you come from, Minneapolis is a place where you should be proud to call home. I'm thinking people in Minneapolis are like, yeah, we're okay with ICE coming in and deporting all those folks that are not making our community a better place. Yeah. But that's not what we're doing, right? Frey, a Democrat, has previously vowed not to cooperate with President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement efforts because he is a loser. He is ideologically driven, and he is a loser. Just as simple as that. But you got a whole bunch of people in Minneapolis that are losers as well. They're like, it's the greatest thing ever. Let's defund the police. Let's just abandon our police station, just like Seattle. Summer of love. Excellent. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, 2 black kids murdered. Oh, good Lord, that's not good. Boop. Let's hit the redo. Let's go back to our ideology. And yeah, folks that are, getting rid of the criminal illegal aliens, we hate on them, right? I mean, the whole thing is, it's like putting a swastika symbol on a on a car, namely a Tesla. Why would you do that? Where does that get you? Does that get you some street cred? Harboring criminal illegal aliens, does that get you street cred? I guess with the Democrats, I guess it does. It's not exactly the street cred I would want to have, but I didn't vote that way. In an earlier speech, Frey assured illegals, criminal illegal aliens, that in accordance with the city's separation ordinance, Minneapolis police would not gather information about people's immigration status and would not arrest anyone for being in the country illegally. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want them out of your country? Why wouldn't you want them out of your state? Why wouldn't you want them out of your city? I don't get it. They're just all good. The folks that ICE is still going after right now are people that already have a criminal background and they've already got deportation orders. That's the vast majority of who we're talking about. And the vast majority have some horrific crimes to their name, right? We're getting them out. We're getting them out. We're not getting out the guy who's been in the country for 10 years working his way through immigration. We're not throwing those folks out. That's not who ICE is going after. So for Jacob Frey to come out with this, you're just left with, all right, he truly does not care about Minneapolis. Doesn't. Because if he did, he wouldn't be saying this kind of horse crap, this kind of just absolute nonsense. I want to speak to the undocumented. We love you. We care about you and the city of Minneapolis. We will stand up for you and we will do anything in our power to help, he said. Now, if he were specifically talking to the criminal illegal aliens, hard no-go. But he's trying to make it appear that ICE is coming in and just scooping up, normal people working their way through the immigration. You know what? And even normal people, if you don't have the right credentials to become a U.S. citizen, it's not going to happen. And I forget what percentage, 3/4 of the people that have come into the country illegally over the last 4 years are not eligible for citizenship. They're not eligible for political asylum. So just because you're here illegally and you're working the system doesn't necessarily mean that you're given, a guarantee of anything. And what the Biden, administration did with that whole One app was just horrific. Hey, just log your credentials in there, get a hearing, go to that hearing, and you're on your way. Had zero to do with security. It vetted zero people within that process. In response to Frey's latest comments, House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, whose district includes much of Minneapolis suburbs and area around the Twin Cities, told Fox News Digital that Mayor Frey should stop standing guard for criminal illegal aliens and start protecting the people of his city. Okay. This is somebody literally in his state that is like, stop that guy from protecting the criminals. Stop that guy. If anyone deserves a safe haven, it's the people of Minneapolis who've been forced to deal with the consequences of his failed leadership. All right, so here's where reality meets ideology. Just last year, ICE apprehended a known al-Shabaab terrorist in your city. This terrorist was an illegal immigrant who broke the law to enter our country during the Biden-Harris border crisis in March 2023. Last month, ICE arrested 3 illegal immigrants who are child sex predators in your neighbor city of St. Paul, they said. And we've got a laundry list a mile long of the folks here in Seattle that ICE is deporting. None of them are, hey, I'm just a soccer dad and I work a construction site and, they're not going after and they're not arresting folks like that. They're just not. That is not who ICE has the emphasis on. ICE has the emphasis on the bad guys, and they are hauling them out in droves. And what I love is hauling them off to El Salvador where they've got a deal. Yeah, that's an interesting one, right? That prison system there is something else. Interfering with federal actions designed to ensure the security of your constituents is misguided. 100%. This is just absolute misguided nonsense, isn't it? I mean, you're just left with like, what? Your city and your constituents deserve to be protected from such threats. And we urge you to prioritize their needs over those of criminals and terrorists. Letter went on, concluding it's time for you to put the safety of your constituents first. Seems like that'd be pretty straightforward, doesn't it? It really, really does. But there's so few positions that the Democrats have now that they have anything to stand on. I mean, the whole abortion thing, nobody's really listening to that anymore. The whole criminal illegals, well, we've seen how that's going. And that's why these Democrats have so few, positions that they can stand up to their constituents and say, we're really doing a good job. This being one of them. It's just so terrible. Like encouraging people to hate on Tesla. It's like, okay, it's still the same car, it's the same owner, same deal, but now that he's promoting efficiency within the government, i.e., getting rid of a whole bunch of funding programs for Democrat nonsense, now that he's doing that, oh, we hate Tesla. Hate Tesla. Tesla is terrible. It's awful. I mean, it's so funny because literally you're telling Democrats to hate on other Democrats because of a bunch of nonsense that's not really going to have much of an impact on anything. If they think that this is really going to impact Elon Musk, they are wildly, wildly misguided. You see the nut jobs here in Seattle, see the nut jobs down in Portland, holding up their ridiculous auction paddles, holding up their signs, ban Musk. Oh yeah, that's really going to do it. Has anybody ever told you guys that Elon's not even an elected official? You can do zero about it. Zero about it. Biden could have done the same thing. Let's bring in Jimmy. Let's have Jimmy do this on this. But Trump brought in one of the, smartest billionaires in the world that can get stuff done. And so they are. So getting back to Minneapolis here. Yeah, those storylines, those are going to go by the roadside because they're losers. And eventually Democrats will figure that out and go, oh, yeah, this is not a tenable position that we want to hold long term. Therefore, stop talking about harboring the criminal illegal aliens. We've done a poll and we've figured out that is not a winner. We are not going to get votes with harboring and protecting criminal illegal aliens within our community. Nobody believes in that. Guys, got to cut that one down. But again, they've got so few positions to go on that they can trust to know that, okay, we think we're doing some good here. We think we're doing some good here. They're virtue signaling, just kind of like the virtue signaling of Tesla. How's that working out? I mean, I'm just laughing. It's like, you realize that that's a liberal that's got the Tesla because there's not a lot of Republicans that have really embraced the whole electric car issue. So you're hammering on a fellow person with ideology similar to yours because some other people told you to do that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. Catch up with you on the next one. Bye for now.